Samuel, chapter 25, verses 2 to 35. In the Bible, there was a rich man called Nabal who was known for being rude. Nabal had a large flock of sheep and goats and a wife named Abigail. Unlike Nabal, Abigail was known for being sweet. Not far from where Nabal and Abigail lived, King David and his men were camping. David needed some supplies, so he gathered some of his men to send to Nabal's house. He told them to greet Nabal with kind words and Nabal should return their kindness. So the men went to Nabal, greeted him with nice words and asked him if he would be kind enough to give them some supplies. But Nabal was nasty. He shouted insults at them and told them to leave. The men returned to King David and told them the things that Nabal had said. David was furious. He told his men to grab their swords so they could get even with Nabal. Meanwhile, back at Nabal's farm, Abigail had heard about how poorly Nabal had treated King David's men. She knew her husband's bad attitude could mean trouble for them, so she gathered food and supplies and loaded them up on donkeys. David and his men stormed through the desert, ready to fight Nabal. But suddenly they saw someone approaching. It was Abigail. Abigail bowed down to King David and begged him not to hurt Nabal. She asked King David to stop and think before he acted out of his anger. King David took a deep breath and thanked God for sending him Abigail to calm him down. He accepted Abigail's gift of food and supplies and went home instead of doing something he might later regret. Because Abigail asked him to think about forgiveness, King David chose peace instead of anger.